Well, I remember it was about 8 o'clock. We were handing over the night call team with the day shift. So as we were talking, we received a standby message from the SCDF. It was a traumatic cardiac arrest of a pregnant lady who's 6 months pregnant. So there's a possibility of 2 patients at the same time. So we decided to ask the night shift doctors and nurses to stay back. The decision was made by the paramedic to quickly transfer her to the nearest hospital, which was us. And it was within the 30-minute mark that we managed to get the baby out immediately. And we were quite pleasantly surprised that she had a pulse in the end.
The moment when I took over, my trainee helped to do the head grip, and then my crew trying to bring her down to the ground to let her lie down flat. After putting down the patient down to the ground, we quickly do a manual CPR on her. As we are inside the ambulance, we continued our resuscitation as per normal. When we do resuscitation for a pregnant lady, whatever we do to the mother, the baby also receives. The key factor that led the safe delivery of the baby Yunice is good rapport, communication between the emergency ambulances and the ED hospital.
Activation occurs for two reasons. One, either a major event has been identified by SCDF and they call in, and therefore the team is prepared, and we're all on standby. And another is when a major case comes in and ED then activates, and then we come to ED to manage the case.
We work according to a very fixed protocol, and the nice bit about that is that it really doesn't matter if it was the 2 of us or 2 other colleagues. You plug into the same system. It is a very methodological, quick approach to trauma care.
I think it remains quick thinking and actions that contributed to her success, really.
We did have our basic equipment like the tube and the bag, and we did manage to set an IV for her. So, but we didn't have the adequate transport ventilator and a place to secure her during the transfer. I think that was the decision-making point at that time, that we need to transfer her to the closest neonatal intensive care unit.
Because we do not have the incubator at that point of time, so we had to find alternatives to keep the baby warm. So what we did was we put her on a pillow, cover her with blanket, and cling wrapped her as well.
So because of this close relationship that we have with NUH, following the case, the neonatal unit actually came to our ED to assess the equipment that we have and to make recommendations on what else we need.
When we arrived, the team from Fong emergency department was there together with the NUH emergency department team. So we got a handover about her condition. We noticed that she was a little bit bigger than what we expected for a 24-weeker. What struck us most of all was that her saturation was still borderline, as well as she was very hypothermic. I think her temperature was about 31 degrees Celsius. So that was quite a worrisome situation for us.
We actually have a protocol where in the unit, only parents are allowed to visit their babies. So for baby Yunice, instead of the parents, we actually guided the grandma, who is the main caregiver for baby Yunice, to prepare for the discharge. It was very crucial at that period of time to actually render emotional support.
Today, she just so happened to come for her follow-up check. She's now 8 months old, with the corrected age of 5 months for her prematurity, and she's actually a very cheerful little girl. She'll look at you and she just gives you the biggest smile ever. So I'm happy to report that she's growing very well and developmentally normal.
With Yunice physically around the house, every movement that she does, with her just looking at you, just make you feel happy. She brings in the positive vibe at home, not just to me, but just to my in-laws, to my parents, to my siblings. On behalf of my family, I would like to thank the medical team for giving me a miracle, giving me hope.